House of Hanover, a German dynasty, ascended to the British throne in 1714, ending the Stuart Dynasty and its claim to rule by divine right. The Hanoverians brought stability and ushered in a new era of parliamentary power. As Protestant rulers, they promised to uphold the Protestant faith, reassuring Parliament and the people. Initially unfamiliar with English customs and language, they quickly adapted to their new role. Embracing constitutional monarchy, they worked within Parliament's framework and respected their subjects' rights. The Hanoverian era, lasting over a century, witnessed significant political, social, and economic transformations. Each monarch, with their strengths and weaknesses, shaped Britain's destiny, guiding it to become a global power. Their legacy continues to influence the United Kingdom today. The Act of Settlement of 1701 was pivotal, determining the English throne's succession and excluding Catholic claimants. This legislation was a response to the political and religious turmoil of the time, aiming to ensure a stable and Protestant monarchy. It paved the way for the Protestant House of Hanover to inherit the crown, safeguarding the Protestant faith and constitutional monarchy. This move was crucial in maintaining the balance of power between the monarchy and Parliament. The Act stipulated that the crown would pass to Sophia, Electress of Hanover, a Protestant and granddaughter of James I. Her lineage was carefully chosen to ensure the continuation of Protestant rule. This ensured England would have a Protestant monarch, vital for religious and political stability. The Act was a decisive step in preventing any Catholic influence over the English throne. The Act solidified parliamentary sovereignty in succession matters, marking a turning point in the monarchy-parliament relationship. It was a clear assertion of Parliament's authority over the crown. Parliament asserted its right to choose the monarch, shifting from hereditary right. This shift was instrumental in shaping modern British constitutional principles. The Act of Settlement laid the foundation for the Hanoverian succession, profoundly impacting British history for over a century. It was a cornerstone in the development of the British constitutional monarchy. It shaped the political landscape and influenced England's religious identity, remaining a cornerstone of the unwritten British constitution. The Act's legacy continues to be felt in the principles that govern the British monarchy today. The early Hanoverian period saw the reigns of George I, 1714 to 1727, and George II, 1727 to 1760, both German-born and initially unfamiliar with English customs. They relied on capable ministers to govern, with George I overseeing a period of stability and the rise of Sir Robert Walpole, Britain's first Prime Minister. George II, more engaged in English affairs, faced challenges from Jacobite pretenders but successfully suppressed rebellions, securing the Hanoverian dynasty. Both monarchs faced opposition from the Tory party, sympathetic to the Stuarts, while the Whigs supported the Hanoverians and dominated the government. Their reigns, marked by some instability, laid the groundwork for a stable political system, the rise of the Prime Minister, and the growth of parliamentary power. George III, the grandson of George II, ascended the throne in 1760, determined to rule as a true British king. His reign saw significant territorial expansion, industrial growth, and cultural change, consolidating Britain's imperial power. Britain emerged victorious from the 7 Years' War, cementing dominance in North America and India, but also saw the loss of the American colonies. The Industrial Revolution transformed Britain into the world's first industrialized nation, leading to unprecedented economic growth and new social problems. The Georgian era, marked by elegant architecture, refined literature, and groundbreaking scientific discoveries, flourished under his patronage. Despite bouts of mental illness leading to a Regency period, George III is remembered for his piety, commitment to duty, and overseeing profound change and progress for Britain. The Regency and George IV, a time of change, a period that reshaped Britain in many ways. The Regency era, marked by George IV as Prince Regent, 1811 to 1820, and then King, 1820 to 1830, saw significant social and cultural transformation. This era was a bridge between the Georgian and Victorian periods, influencing many aspects of British life. This period witnessed a flowering of the arts, architecture, and fashion. The Regency style became synonymous with elegance and sophistication, leaving a lasting impact on British aesthetics. it also saw growing social unrest and demands for political reform. The working class began to voice their discontent, leading to significant movements that sought to change the political landscape. Known for my extravagance and love of luxury, I presided over a glittering court. My reign was marked by opulent banquets, grand palaces, and a lifestyle that epitomized the excesses of the era. The Regency era was also a time of political ferment, with the Napoleonic Wars ending in 1815, leading to economic depression and social unrest. The aftermath of the wars brought about significant challenges for the British economy and its people. The Peterloo Massacre of 1819 highlighted growing tensions between the government and the people. This tragic event underscored the urgent need for political reform and greater representation. The rise of Romanticism, a literary and artistic movement, emphasized emotion, individualism, and the power of nature. This movement was a reaction against the Industrial Revolution and the rationalism of the Enlightenment. Writers like Lord Byron and Mary Shelley captured the spirit of the age. Their works reflected the complexities and contradictions of the Regency era, blending personal emotion with broader social themes. The Regency era, though brief, left a lasting legacy on British culture and society, laying the groundwork for the Victorian era. Its influence can still be seen in many aspects of modern British life. The Victorian era, spanning Queen Victoria's reign, 1837 to 1901, was a period of profound transformation in British history. It was marked by industrial growth, imperial expansion, and social change, with Britain rising as a global superpower. The British Empire expanded, bringing wealth but also exploitation and inequality in the colonies. The Industrial Revolution continued, leading to economic growth and new social problems like poverty and child labor. Significant social and political reforms, such as the Reform Act of 1832 and the Education Act of 1870, addressed industrialization's excesses. The Victorian era saw cultural ferment, with new literary and artistic movements like realism and impressionism. Victorian literature, emphasizing realism and social commentary, reflected the age's concerns. The era left a lasting legacy on British society and culture, marked by both progress and poverty, moral rectitude and social hypocrisy. Following Victoria's death in 1901, her son Edward VII ascended the throne, marking the Edwardian era. Edward VII's reign, 1901 to 1910, was a period of relative peace and prosperity, with his diplomatic skills easing tensions between European powers. George V, Edward VII's son, became king in 1910, leading Britain through World War I with steady leadership. George V's efforts to boost morale included visiting troops and hospitals. Edward VIII briefly became king in 1936, but abdicated to marry Wallis Simpson, causing a constitutional crisis. George VI, Edward VIII's younger brother, led Britain through World War II, providing comfort and inspiration with his wartime speeches. George VI's reign marked the end of the Hanoverian dynasty, with his daughter Elizabeth II ascending the throne in 1952. The decline of Hanoverian influence was gradual, spanning several reigns and influenced by the growing power of Parliament and new ideologies. The increasing power of Parliament diminished the Hanoverian monarch's authority, continuing the trend from the Glorious Revolution of 1688. New ideologies like liberalism and republicanism questioned hereditary rule and advocated for more democratic government forms. The French Revolution of 1789 fueled republican sentiments in Britain. The Industrial Revolution led to a new middle class, demanding a greater say in government. The British Empire's expansion brought new challenges, shifting focus from domestic affairs. By the end of the 19th century, the Hanoverian monarchy had evolved into a largely symbolic institution, embodying the nation but no longer exercising significant political power. The Hanoverian dynasty, despite its German origins, left an indelible mark on British history, witnessing significant transformation in Britain's political, social, and cultural landscape. Their reign spanned over a century, from 1714 to 1901, a period marked by profound changes and developments. One of their most significant legacies is the establishment of a stable constitutional monarchy, solidified by the Act of Settlement of 1701. This act ensured Protestant succession to the throne, shaping the future of British governance. This laid the groundwork for the modern British parliamentary system, balancing power between the monarchy and an elected parliament, a system that continues to function today. The Hanoverian period also saw the expansion of the British Empire, transforming Britain into a global superpower. This era of exploration and conquest extended British influence across continents. The wealth and resources from imperial expansion fueled Britain's industrial growth, making it the world's first industrialized nation. The Industrial Revolution began in Britain, revolutionizing manufacturing and transportation. However, British imperialism's legacy includes colonialism, exploitation, and the transatlantic slave trade, dark chapters with ongoing repercussions. These actions have left a lasting impact on former colonies and their populations. The Hanoverians' patronage of the arts and sciences led to cultural flourishing during the Georgian and Victorian eras. This period saw significant advancements in literature, art, and scientific discoveries. Iconic landmarks like Buckingham Palace and the Houses of Parliament were built during this time, symbolizing the architectural and cultural achievements of the era. The Hanoverian dynasty, though long gone, continues to cast a long shadow over British history, shaping the United Kingdom into the nation it is today. Their influence is evident in the country's institutions and cultural heritage. Their legacy is a mix of progress and its consequences, essential for understanding British history's complexities and enduring global impact. The Hanoverians' era is a testament to the transformative power of leadership and the lasting effects of their rule.